Good day to you all. Today, I felt that I would just simply want to read a psalm to you. So I would like to read Psalm 23 to you, a well-known psalm, but make some comment as we go along. What I find most amazing about Psalm 23 is it's something that we know it's a psalm of comfort, and yet it comes straight after Psalm 22. And Psalm 22 goes, my God, why have you forsaken me? And then we get this amazing Psalm 23 that we all know so well. Psalm 23 opens with, the Lord is my shepherd. I just love that is. He is my shepherd. Not hopefully, not maybe, not if. He is my shepherd. And he's my shepherd. And he's your shepherd. There's something incredibly personal about that. The imagery of the shepherd is just so powerful because the shepherd lives with his sheep. It's deeply personal. He feeds them. He's their physician when they're ill. He protects them. He knows them by name. Psalm 23 goes on to say, I lack nothing. Some other translations say, I have all I need. And it reminds me so much of Psalm 147, where the psalmist says, he feeds the young ravens when they cry. And so I wonder if you are able to say, and this is a big thing, but if you are able to say, Father, everything I have is a gift from you. That which I don't have, you have chosen not to give me. And what I have is sufficient. It's what you have chosen to provide for me right now. Because the psalm says we have all we need. We know that his grace is sufficient for us. Others might be wealthier or have more than we have in other areas. But we lack nothing because he satisfies our deepest need. Then the imagery turns and it says, he makes me lie down in green pastures. I love that because it speaks to me of just relaxing, of taking it easy. And you know, the green pasture is the place of nourishment. It's the place of the tender grass. And he leads me beside quiet waters. That lead is a beautiful word. He escorts us. He shows us the way to the quiet waters. And the waters are places where we get cleansed, where we get refreshed, and where our thirst is quenched. Probably for me, the crux of the psalm is the phrase that says, he refreshes my soul. Some translations say, he restores my soul. And you know, the soul is the place where we think. It's the place where we feel. It's the place where we choose. And sometimes in our life, those places where we think and where we feel, they need restoration, don't they? And the scripture says that he restores our soul. And, you know, we can look at restore and think of some other words for it. You know, if something is restored, it is it's renovated, it's replenished, it's revamped. I have a dining room table and it was quite a mess. It was all gooey from years of varnish and, you know, the children had made their marks on it and everything. And I took it to somebody and I said, won't you restore my table? And it just came back beautiful. And I love my dining room table. And that's what happens when we take our soul to the Lord and we say, won't you restore our souls? He guides us along right paths for his name's sake. And the right paths are places of truth. He steers us towards places of truth. The psalm goes on to say, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. So when we are in the valley, we walk, we put one foot in front of the other. It's a gentle, steady progression of the soul. We walk through the valley. We know that the valley is a place that's dark and cold, and we don't always have good vision when we are in the valley. We can't see with a huge amount of perspective. But he is with us. And when I'm in that valley, I will fear no evil. So that means that I won't be troubled or I won't be perplexed. And the simple reason why I won't be troubled or perplexed is because he is with me. He is right next to me. He is holding my hand. The next verse says, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And so the rod is the place, or is the instrument used to beat off the animals and that might threaten the welfare of the sheep. The staff is something that gently guides us in the right direction. It's comforting to know that his rod and staff are there for us. They comfort us. The concluding verses say, he prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. He arranges a table for me. And it's not just a table. Some translations talk about a feast or a banquet, but either way, it's an excessive meal. And he prepares that for me. Isn't that incredible? You anoint my head with oil and my cup overflows. There is something that God does that he honors us when he anoints our head with oil. And we understand that oil means joy. And so he anoints us once we have been in the valley and through the valley and even are in the valley. He anoints us with this joy in a way that our cup will overflow. And the very last verse says, surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So surely it's a fact, it's sure. His goodness and his mercy will follow us forever. His goodness is about the supplying of needs. His mercy and his love is just way beyond what we can't expect or we can't imagine. And so as we read Psalm 23, we anchor ourselves in the fact that we have a shepherd who loves, who knows, who never lets us go, who continues to journey with us in the most loving way. And I trust that you are just encouraged as we look at a psalm that you know so well.